because of our nonsense. But anyways. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Weekly Wizard. I am Brett, my co-host Warren. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to issue an apology and also thank you for your patience with us. Last week, we tried something a little different. We tried to massively improve the quality of the show by recording a different way, and unfortunately, it didn't take.
Brett wanted to record in 8K so you could see my nose hairs.
Yes. Tried to record in some next level HD, and the YouTubes just couldn't handle it. So that we had done an entire episode.
Yeah. So one of these days,
there's going to be a lot.
Yeah, one of these days, we're like famous YouTubers or whatever, and everybody's like, "Oh, what happened to episode?"
Yeah.
Whatever number it was, and it's like, well, we recorded it.
Yep.
We talked about Peacemaker.
Yeah, we talked
like
about the
all four
first
episodes. Yeah,
4 episodes of Peacemaker.
It was a thing that
a
happened.
50-minute long video, and it's.
So
I still have it, but I can't upload it. So
maybe when YouTube catches up with technology, one of
maybe.
these days we'll be like, hey, you want to see a retro video? What? Let's go back to this one.
One of the lost episodes. Yeah. So thank you guys for bearing with us.
By the way, we absolutely love the first 4 episodes of Peacemaker, which I want to throw out there because we're going to talk about the 5th episode.
That was the consensus of the whole 50-minute episode was that we absolutely love James Gunn's Peacemaker show.
One of the funniest shows ever made.
So great.
The opening credits sequence is
still incredible.
Yeah, it can't get any better than that. So I actually learned something really interesting about that this week. So the choreographer that they hired to make that dance, so they make this dance for people that don't dance. So she comes in to train them, and she brings her husband in to help. You want to know who her husband is? Alan Tudyk.
Why do I know that name?
Did you ever watch Firefly?
No.
Okay, he was watching Firefly. He was. Did you ever watch Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
Yes.
Okay, he was the blonde redneck.
Oh,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, he was also KSO9 in the voice of KSO9 in.
That's so random.
Oh God, what was that movie? The Star Wars movie that takes place between.
Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One. That one. Yeah. So he was the droid, the awesome droid, in that.
Hilarious.
What was the other thing that he was in? Very recent. Oh, did you watch Doom Patrol?
Not yet.
Okay.
I literally was just talking about that this morning. I was flipping through HBO Max. I was like, "Oh, Doom Patrol! I need to watch that."
I definitely recommend Doom Patrol. It's absolutely incredible. And Alan Tudyk plays Mr. Nobody, and he like breaks the fourth wall all the time, and he is just an amazing character. I love Alan Tudyk, and seeing him like dressed up, teaching them the dance was just beyond amazing.
Amazing.
So,
okay.
Yeah,
wow,
his wife was the choreographer for that dance
little
sequence.
fact there. Okay. Wow. So we loved it, absolutely. But that was what the episode was about. Maybe someday we'll get to release that, but we're jumping ahead now. Today we are going to talk about Hulk issue 3 by Donny Cates and Ryan Otley, the dynamic duo who is crushing it, by the way.
Yep.
We're also going to talk about episode 5 of Peacemaker and just other random comic stuff. Yep. That be going on in the world.
Some new stuff. There's a very, very big announcement that I want to get to later on. The big summer blockbuster. Have you heard anything about it yet? Okay.
So, first things first. Hulk number 3, man.
It was
I'm telling you.
Really want to see where this is going, but this issue kind of went in direction I wasn't really expecting, but it was pretty awesome.
They had mentioned that they were gonna do like a big bad guy reveal.
Yeah.
In the issue 3, and I was like, I'm expecting it's Hulk, so you expect like a monster or like some kind of like massive threat. But maybe it is. Maybe I don't know. But what it was just a dude. Which was he's not just a dude, but I thought it was really interesting how it kind of, you think it was just going to be all like violence and aggression, but then it just kind of like took a more neutral tone, and it was kind of just like knowledge in this issue. I'm very curious to see how this, because he gets pulled out of the void by himself.
Yes,
which an alternate version of himself, which is
world,
who gets hit with a gamma bomb but doesn't become a Hulk, which is very interesting.
But other people have become Hulks.
Yeah, it sets off a whole worldwide chain of G-bombs.
Yeah, G-bombs have just destroyed this world.
Yeah, and there are a bunch of other... They don't call them Hulks, he calls them monsters, because you see the panels of them, they're all deformed and all grotesque and look like weird. Like, one of them looked like kind of like MODOK. He had like a giant Hulk head and like this like tiny little body.
Oh my god, I missed that.
That cracked me up, dude. Like like on like a big page where they show like the desolate wasteland, and there's just like a bunch of them just kind of like, oh, like there's one like off to the side where he's just like massive neck and head, and then like you see this like tiny little arm. Like, I was like, yo, that is hilarious. But yeah, no, I think it's pretty interesting how they're using that void that he was in as kind of like a garbage can for all of these Hulk garbage monster people, whatever's.
Yeah.
You know what they kind of reminded me of? They kind of reminded me of the like the toxic sludge people from Rick and Morty. Where they go through the detoxifier and they're all like, ah, like that's kind of, or like the what is it, the Cronenberg episode where they Cronenberg the world, like they like try to give Morty's girlfriend the blood potion or whatever, but they end up like just mutating everybody like Slavs. Like, it was like that, but with the Hulk. It was great. But yeah, no, and I think it's pretty interesting that we find out that the person who ordered this parallel universe Bruce Banner to dispose of all these Hulks into that void is none other than that one right there. Like, you can see his tiny little arm. And it like hilarious, right?
Wow. Okay, I did not even notice that.
But we find out that it is none other than Ross.
Thunderbolt Ross.
Thunderbolt Ross.
President
Thunderbolt Ross. That was the part I found very interesting, like, because he's just a huge douche.
Yeah.
All the time. And so for him to be president, I can't imagine what that looks like.
How that even
came
to be in this world.
Well, and how terrible everything must be. Like, well, I mean, it shows. Like, he's literally like throwing away these mutated people. Like, and I feel bad for the Bruce of that Earth. He's just kind of like Ross's puppet.
Yeah.
And he can't fight back. He can't turn into the
Hulk.
Hulk. He's just a dude, you know? But man, I'm loving where it's going. I'm excited to see how our Hulk, Bruce Banner, handles that.
So people are talking about the new bad guy as as Null of the Hulk world, because issue 3 of Venom is where Null was introduced.
Yeah.
And so like this book flew off the shelves. This book is already a $15 book right now, just because it's the first cameo appearance. They haven't revealed who the monster is. We just see this big black shadow monster
in the engine room.
Yeah, in
the
engine
room
where
the Hulk psyche is contained. I thought that part was pretty interesting. Like,
so
that's what leads me to believe that it's like the Devil Hulk, or it's some other version of the Hulk in there that's been split, kind of like Mr. Fix-It or the Gray Hulk and just all the other personifications of the Hulk. I feel like it's got to be one of those coming back around.
Do you think that's going to lead this to being like a $200 to $300 book, like Venom 3?
No,
you don't think so?
Well, because we already Devil Hulk isn't a new character. He's already you know what I'm saying. He already exists. Like, Null was brand new, created fresh. But I mean, if it's a brand new version, I can definitely see that going up. But that's a hard if.
These things,
someone we don't know,
blew off the shelf, and then I ordered heavy on the second prints of it, because if they do put like that new character on the cover of the second print, or the third print, like we did with Null, because if you look at Venom 3, Venom, just a cover Venom 3 is not. I mean, it's expensive, but it's not that expensive.
Are we talking about the one of the venom in the mouth?
Yes,
one?
yes.
That is okay. When you say not expensive, what do you mean not expensive?
I mean, it's not $1,000 book.
Okay.
So
okay.
It's a couple hundred.
You're right.
Bucks.
Yeah,
it's a couple hundred. Bucks.
Okay, I was gonna. Okay, yeah. You're right.
And then you go into the B covers and all the other covers that came out before the third printing. They're all considerably lower. You could probably get some. A friend of mine just got one for $30. One of the variant other covers. Okay.
Yeah.
But then you get to that third printing cover.
Which one was that one?
That's the one with Null sitting on the throne. That's the first cover appearance of Null.
Yeah.
You're looking at a $300 to $400 book at that point. Just
see, that's funny because I don't even really like that one. Like, it's cool.
You have the mouth one, right?
I got the OG. Yeah, I have the A cover, dude, and it is sick.
I have a 9/8 graded in the back right now. A collection that I got in. That it's one of the variant covers. It's not the A cover, which everybody wants, or the third printing cover that everybody wants.
What do you get? How much is that one going to go for you?
200-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, so when I went to Comic Palooza in Houston,
it's only because it's a 9/8 also. If it
right.
wasn't a 9/8,
yeah, if it was,
we're talking a $50-$60 book.
Yeah. But I went to Comic Palooza, and that was where I got my Venom 3.
Yeah.
Beautiful condition. And it was funny because I originally saw Venom 3, but it was a really weird cover. It was Red Goblin.
Really?
I swear. Yeah, it was like a weird...
I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah, no, it was super obscure.
There were a ton of covers for this book.
And I'm sitting there thinking, like, why is Red Goblin on the cover of Venom 3? Like, that's super weird. And, like, what was crazy was they were selling it for $75. Yeah. And I was like, yo, that's kind of a steal, but, like, I don't like that cover.
Still Venom 3.
Like...
it's not that one.
It was like a white cover with... Oh,
that one right there. Yeah.
Tyler Kirkham. Okay. And I'm like looking at it, and I'm like,
this is the one we have in the back.
That's still pretty cool.
I mean, it is a cool cover, but
so
it's still not.
I saw that Red Goblin looking one, and I'm like, how is that even a thing, and why? And then I saw it was $75. I was like, oh well, maybe I'll come back around. And then there was
you found one of these. Yeah,
then there was the OG.
So that's the A cover. Then the second printing was that one.
Nice.
The third printing was that one. That's the one that goes for a ton of money right now. And then there's that one. So
yeah, I'm glad. I'm really happy with the one I got.
Honestly, if I got one, I would want the A cover, the one that you have. I'm all about A covers.
Did you see? While we're talking about Hulk, did you see that they did a knockoff cover of that Venom, the A cover one? It's Hulk.
That doesn't surprise me.
Eating a little Bruce Banner. Dude, I almost ordered it, but the site that I saw it on, they were like charging a little extra, and I was like, do I really need it? I mean, I really wanted
it. For Hulk 3?
For Hulk 1.
Hulk 1, okay.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I mean, I was close. I'm telling you. But it was, I mean, dude, it looks so, it's all white, just like the first one. It's his head eating a tiny little Bruce Banner who's falling into his mouth. It looked...
There's so many covers for Hulk 1. It's insane.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
See, I like these covers right here.
There.
Oh, yeah, that's
dude,
sick. I love that,
dude.
Who did that?
I came...
Oh, that's Stegman.
Yeah.
Okay.
I came so close, dude. I mean, oh, man.
God, Ryan Stegman did multiple covers for this himself.
He wasn't playing no games, dude. But anyways.
Dude, these Mike Mayu covers.
Oh, yeah, those... Yeah. Guys, art is cool. So... Hulk 3 is fine. Hulk in general, this series has been really cool. I am super excited to see where this goes, man.
Speaking of variant covers, this is Hulk 3 was one of the few books that I did buy a variant cover of. I almost never buy variant covers. I only buy the A covers. That one right there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, almost like facsimile.
Yeah, the OG. The OG original Hulk 1 cover.
That's awesome.
They also did for because Venom 4 came out the same day. And Venom 4 did a Spider-Man 300.
Oh, no cover. Way. Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. That
classic covers, dude.
But it was like all black around it, and Spider-Man in the black suit. And then it just said Venom across the top.
That's
dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward. Do we know when the next issue of Hulk is dropping?
Hulk 4, February the 16th.
That's not bad. So a couple days after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Great gift.
Yeah.
Your significant other for Valentine's. Just throwing that out there.
Buy your wife a Hulk 4. She'll love it.
So, you know, it's funny. Someone's wife out there would actually love that.
I'm sure.
I just wish it was mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. It's fine. My wife would be like, "What is this?"
Yeah. I'd be like, "Oh, you got me a gift for you. Thank you."
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, cool. Thanks.
I actually. So my wife doesn't read comic books.
But insane. Yeah.
I brought a comic book home for her this week, and she was very excited to read it. It was Saga.
I knew you were gonna.
So she had wanted to read Saga for a long time, And I kept telling her, so she read like the first like hardcover.
Nice.
And a long time ago when we first started dating. And years later, I convinced her, I was like, you know, the new issue of Saga's coming out. You should read this. It is one of the best comic books ever written.
I can't wait to read it.
It is so exciting. And issue 54 was the last issue before the 3.5-year hiatus. And it ended on a massive cliffhanger. Okay? And so she was so ready for that book. Like, as soon as I got home, she's like, did you bring Saga home? I'm like, I got it right here, babe.
Did it pick up right after the cliffhanger,
Nope.
or did it? No?
Years later. So he does this. He does these time
man.
jumps, but he does talk about the big cliffhanger in it. Like, they are still dealing with it years later. So,
Bro, I'm excited.
you need to read it. As I said, Saga is definitely one of the best comic stories ever written. Brian K. Vaughan is a brilliant world builder, and this science fiction fantasy world that he has built is just gorgeous. Him and Fiona Staples, I don't know. I can't speak more highly about this book. Like, I'm a big Star Wars guy, and it's a space opera. I feel like this is a better space opera than Star Wars. It's more realistic. It's for what it is.
That's a big claim, my man.
It is so
a big
good.
Claim. Okay. Hey, you're
and
putting a high bar on this thing.
When
man.
he wrote this book, he wrote it purposely with the intention that it would never be filmed. Like, he puts crazy stuff in this. Just like he wants this to be a comic book. Okay. He does not want this to ever be a TV show or a movie. It'd be a very hard movie to make. I could maybe see it being a TV show, but it'd be very expensive to make. So,
all right, hey,
very expensive.
Yo, a very small sub diversion.
Yeah.
Did you watch the newest episode of Book of Boba Fett?
I'm 3 episodes behind. I've heard that this newest episode is amazing. It was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, who I love, and yeah, I've heard that this episode is so good. I just got to convince my wife to watch it. So we watched the first 2 together. She's okay. So here's her thing about it. The only reason she watched The Mandalorian with me, Grogu.
I mean,
yeah.
let's be real.
Every time Grogu was on the screen, oh, she'd look up from her phone. Oh, look at Grogu. He's so cute.
Yeah.
Book of Boba Fett doesn't have Grogu.
Dude. I'm telling you right now, factual statement, this was the best episode.
That's what I've heard.
Of the season. And
I've heard,
hate to say it, Boba Fett isn't even in it.
Really?
Isn't even in it.
I've heard so many things about how they need to give Bryce Dallas Howard a Star Wars movie.
Maybe they will.
Because her dad directed a movie. Her dad did Solo. Ron Howard.
I still haven't seen. That's the only Star Wars movie I haven't seen.
I've
seen them all.
First date with my wife.
Was going to see the Han Solo movie?
Yeah, was going to see Solo.
Wow.
Yeah, we met online, and
didn't that just come out like 3 years ago?
3.5, almost 4. Yeah, we've been together almost 4 years. May 25th of 2018.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. So I was like, hey, I don't want to go see Solo. How corny is that? She fell for it. Now we're married.
Worked, bro. It wasn't that corny. Yeah, that's awesome.
And so we get to the movie theater, and she's like, I have a confession. I saw the original movies like 20 years ago. I haven't seen any of the new movies. I'm like, that's okay. This movie's standalone. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. And look at you now. Now you're married.
And she's seen all the Star Wars movies now.
There you go.
The only thing I cannot convince her to watch is the Star Wars Holiday Special.
I haven't watched it.
Oh, okay. So I have a bootleg copy. I mean, this thing was only aired one time.
Oh my god.
Back in 1977.
Oh Jesus.
And you know, like those variety shows they had back in the 70s, right?
I think I remember you telling me about how awful this is. And
it's literally the worst piece of crap I've ever seen. So most of the movie isn't even in English; it's in Wookiee, because it's the basic outline plot is Han Solo and Chewbacca are trying to get back to Kashyyyk to celebrate Life Day, which is like their Christmas or whatever. So this is made like on a terrible like 70s variety show budget. So like the Wookiees are like, I mean, Chewbacca of course is, you know, Peter Mayhew in a costume, but it's a very nice costume. It's like hard to tell that it's a dude in a costume. Like, no, these are guys in costumes. Like it's so bad. And when they speak Wookiee, you know, it's that guttural, I can't do the things, the sounds, but You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
So in this, though, you can almost hear the English words that they're trying to say. It's like, like it's that bad. Like
it's cringy. I can't.
It's the one thing that has going for it though is there was this animated segment in the middle of it, and it is technically the first appearance of Boba Fett. So Boba Fett was in this little animated little segment in the middle of it, riding a brontosaurus.
Dude, okay. See,
and he's all blue.
You need to watch Boba Fett because he does talk about riding something, and it's not a brontosaurus, and it could possibly turn out to be one of the most epic scenes in a Star Wars thing ever.
Okay.
But this newest episode, he wasn't even in it. Best episode ever.
Yeah.
I mean, and it breaks my heart to say that because it seems a little disrespectful to Boba Fett, but you gotta check it out. So, yeah.
I will get around to watching them.
Quick subject, but now back on to other TV shows. Now we can talk about Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Episode 5, dude.
Sorry y'all missed 1 through 4.
Okay, guys, we loved it. It's so good. We talked for so long.
Let's just break it down to the best scene in the whole show, and it's when Eagle hugs Peacemaker. I mean, seriously, hands down, best scene in the whole show. I couldn't stop laughing.
For you. I mean, I don't know. There have been the action in this show has been so cool. Like
it has.
I mean, they just have these moments that are just like it spikes to over the top and then it drops right back down to normal. Like the part where he's fighting his very first butterfly, that like crazy mullet wearing chick.
Yeah.
And she jumps at him and he does the sonic blast.
Yeah.
That was so
just like disintegrates.
Yeah, just soup. It was so epic, dude. Like there are just these random bits like that, whether it's like the humor cranks up to an 11 and then cranks back down, or the action cranks up to an 11 and cranks back down. Like even this episode 5, like him and his grenade with the missile head attack. Like it
was so stupid.
He's such an idiot, and it even gets pointed out. Like if you weren't such an idiot and you weren't such a douche, you'd be an okay guy. Like that's so true, man. Like he creates a grenade, which is literally a grenade attached to a missile head. Yeah. And he's like, oh, hold my gun. I'm about to take out a bunch of dudes at one time. And she's like, with like a grenade? He's like, no, grenades only kill like 1 or 2 people. It's not going to work. And he pulls out a missile head with a small grenade attached to the side of it. It looks like he made it on a bench. Like he just he himself did it. This wasn't taken to some science war machine person. No, it was just like, no, I just woke up this morning, like while I was having my morning coffee, like, and like no idea how or why he came to this conclusion, but he's like, yeah, you put this together, and it's a massive explosion. And she's like, how big is it gonna be? He's like, oh no, run. And he just pulls the pin, throws it. He doesn't even throw it. He has to lob it because the warhead is so massive.
Heavy, yeah.
He lobs it, and then I love how he looks at her and goes, run. And they take up, and it immediately, massive explosion, blows a massive hole in the building. And, like, they hit the floor, and, like, her first response is, don't you think you should have said, run? I'm like, he literally said, and then what was funny was that his response is, I have to tell you to run from a bomb? He's just like, how stupid are you? It was a bomb. Why do I have to tell you to run? Even though he turned and was like, run. Like, what?
So that scene is like 100% cranked up to 11, and then they walk into the other room, and that scene's cranked up to 11.
Dude, that was I didn't know what was happening because right when the other half of the team initially gets attacked, you don't see what it is.
Yeah, it's
I
like
thought
a
it
blur.
was a big furry blur, and I was like, was that like a bear?
Yeah.
Even better than a bear. There is a gorilla trying to end the team.
Yeah. Butterfly gorilla.
A butterfly controlled who's just out here donkey kick. When he
I was like,
turned
is this girl
around,
abroad? What's going on here?
He spoke. I was like, whoa, hold up. Did we just introduce a massive DC villain in this show? Nope.
No. It's just a gorilla controlled by a
just
butterfly.
A gorilla who got offed by economists. Diebeard. And in the best way possible.
Yeah, so early in the episode,
they're gearing up to go into this shop where they're creating the food for the butterflies.
Yeah.
Everyone's grabbing their weapons. Yeah.
Cranking up a chainsaw!
Yeah, Vigilante's really hype about bringing in a chainsaw. Because he's always wanted to kill someone with a chainsaw.
Yeah, and Hardcore's like, no, you're not taking a
chainsaw in there. Like, she's trying to tell everyone to tone it down and stop taking all this heavy machinery in there. Yeah. And they're like, what? No, what are you talking about? And Vigilante's top-notch level weapon is a chainsaw.
Yeah.
And she just stares at him until he finally concedes and puts it down, and he kind of harumphs about it. And then, come all the way back around, the team gets attacked by a butterfly-controlled gorilla who is wrecking shot by
them. Yeah, he's throwing them around like they're rag dolls. Yeah.
Dude, the part where he literally kicked up on his hands, turned around, and donkey kicked John Cena across the room was one of the most awesome things that I have seen. It's so over the top, and it's so James Gunn. And then it's about to go down. John Cena is about to get pulverized. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen a gorilla fight, but they like to just slam on things until they don't move anymore. Well, that's about to happen to our good boy John Cena. And then right at the last second, you just hear, and then you see the gorilla kind of do some shaking.
Yeah.
And then it pans out, and Economist has rammed through this gorilla. And he's just kind of doing his thing, and then it drops dead.
Yeah.
After speaking, it pulled a Caesar. Like, he was like, no! But he was like, prepare to die! And then dead. And everyone is just kind of like, what just happened?
And now John Cena and
Economist,
Diebeard
are growing out.
Bros now.
I love that. Like,
between that and the Hanoi Rock on the way there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 11th Street kids.
11th Street
I love
kids.
Yeah, now the whole team has finally bonded and they are one cohesive unit. Yeah. And it took all of that.
Yeah.
It
took murdering a whole bunch of butterflies.
All the other things that they have done. And, dude, I love how, speaking of murdering butterflies, they initially walk into this factory to discover if this factory is producing food for butterflies.
They don't know what the factory is yet at this point, but they suspect
they're going there
to
get intel, and they're suspecting. They go in there, and John Cena, or Peacemaker, is partnered up with Adebayo. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yep. And she's like, yo, you gonna let me do all the talking? I'm gonna ask all the questions, and you're just gonna be chill. And he's carrying a big gun. He's like, do I not look chill right now? Right? He's like, I'm gonna be so chill, whatever. They go in there. As soon as they walk in, first thing Peacemaker says is, helmet, activate X-ray vision. And his goggles go, and he's like, he looks around, and she walks up, and she's like, hey, so I'm just wondering, all of a sudden, boom! This lady's head just...
It's like a 60-year-old lady.
Yeah. And you look over, and Peacemaker just starts turning and dumping on everybody immediately. No, she didn't even get her first question out.
Yep.
And she's like, I thought you said you was going to be chill. And he's like, I'm pretty chill. He's like, X-ray vision. They have butterflies. I can see them. And like, that was so... I was not expecting that to just kick off like
that. Right.
I thought
just
there was
senseless violence from
I knew that he was going to do something dumb. I didn't realize that he was just going to... X-ray vision. Activate. Boom. And just start pumping shells into that was so...
obliterating.
I know. But that now the whole team is bros, and they wipe out the whole... Especially with his little grenade missile. Like,
so Hardcore and Vigilante end up getting seen, so they're running, they're hiding in this room.
Terrible.
And there's like 20 butterfly controlled people just like
trying to bang in the door,
trying to get in the store.
And then all of a sudden, here comes Peacemaker.
Peacemaker
with his homemade grenade.
Homemade grenade.
We love this show so much, guys. If you like action, if you like humor, and if you like them both together, man, this is the show for you. This is
hands down one of the best TV shows.
I'm telling you.
And
it's funny,
streaming, on TV, on anything.
Because we were just talking about this a little bit ago. I feel like, personally, this was like the slowest episode.
It was.
Story-wise. Still... Like, it still covered some stuff, but it seemed like...
We still got some plot advancement with the butterflies.
But not... Like, I guess because all the episodes leading up to it were us still not knowing what the butterflies were. So there was like, every step you took felt like a leap. You know what I mean?
know what the butterflies
well,
are.
We've learned so much more. Like you know what I mean? Like we've really just kind of like gathered a sense of like what is happening instead of the first 3-4 episodes where you're like, what's a butterfly? Someone tell me.
Right.
You know? But yeah, even for it being one of the slower episodes, I like the ending.
Ending.
Where again another. I mean, because that's what shows do. They have to end on a cliffhanger. Otherwise, you're not going to care enough to watch the next episode.
So,
but
how do you say her name?
Edabaya.
Yeah. So she puts on the John Cena just left his helmet laying there. So she puts on the helmet and she's like, X-ray vision activate.
Yeah. She's like, this is.
She's like looking at everything. Oh my god, this is so cool. Yeah. And the boss is sitting in the office.
Who we realize
we already know he's a butterfly.
Yeah, very end of the last episode, we come to find out he is a butterfly. Yep.
So she's looking all over, and she turns around. She's like, "You have to see." Oh, like she sees the butterfly in his head, and he
and then she takes off running. He catches her, and then credits. Oh shoot, dog! I'm excited.
Yeah.
I am really excited to see, because now that's episode 5. There's only 3 more.
Yeah.
8 episodes total.
Yep.
I
want to know more about the butterflies, like why they're here.
I feel so confident that this show is going to get another season.
Oh yeah, I'm almost certain of it.
Really...
James Gunn is almost certain of it. I read an interview. He also he was talking about he wants to do a show based on another Suicide Squad member, but he didn't say which one.
I saw saw something about that too. You know,
I would 100% watch an Idris Elba show. I mean,
dude, don't tease me. Dude.
Oh God.
If I had to guess, it wouldn't be that. It would probably end up being like a prequel, Polka Dot Man.
I would watch a Polka Dot Man show. That would be awesome.
That'd be so entertaining. David Dasmalkian.
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce that? Yeah. Dude, he's so great.
Oh yeah. No, he was awesome.
Man.
What did I see him in recently? I saw him in something else.
Oh yeah, Dune. Yes. Dude, he's out there doing stuff.
Yeah.
He's underrated hardcore.
Yeah.
Like, and I say that, but like, it's funny because all the roles that you ever see him in, they're like
kind of
small.
Yeah,
they're
smaller,
not like like in Dune, he says what, like 3 sentences?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you still but he always plays this role where it's like that character has to be there. You know what I mean? Like Polka Dot Man, like.
Oh, and he played Polka Dot Man so well.
I hated that he died. I hated that. But I would definitely watch a prequel to that.
You could 100% see that this was a man that hated his life and hated everything about it, and just
the way that they portrayed that was pretty interesting. Like the relationship with his mom. Like,
yeah,
I would love to see. Like, I genuinely hope it's a Polka Dot Man story.
I love that.
Or I would lose my mind on a King Shark show.
King Shark would be incredible.
I would, dude.
But you know what it's going to be?
I would lose it.
It's going to be the Weasel.
He's still alive, dude. That's not even impossible. Don't even joke about that, dude. If they do a show about the Weasel, I'm not going to watch it.
What?
I don't even care if James Gunn directs it. Out of principle, I won't watch it.
And it's his brother playing the Weasel?
I couldn't. No. I can't watch a whole
100%
show
am watching a Weasel show.
No.
Not even a one episode, one shot?
Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if it was a Harley Quinn show. If she because she does have her own animated, like, and everybody loves Margot Robbie Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised. And maybe
not just everybody loves Margot Robbie. She loves Margot Robbie.
Maybe it'll be like an actual just Suicide Squad show.
That'd be cool.
Maybe it'll be all every season will just be like a different team. Like, how cool!
Watch that.
We would all watch the crap out of that.
That would be amazing,
right?
Especially with James Gunn still attached to it. Oh yeah.
See, dude, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, if he was helming anything from DC, you're gonna watch it. Like, except the Weasel show. I'm not watching a Weasel.
I am watching a Weasel show. There's no way I would miss out on that.
But you know what I also saw? I also saw that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is going to be the last time that we see that team.
Yes.
And James Gunn actually was like, confirmed.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that sucks, man.
We almost lost that team when we lost
I know.
James Gunn, because Dave Bautista was already like, hey, if he's not coming back, I'm not coming back.
After Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So whatever's going on with them, like, they're either all about to die, or they're just going to be like, hey, we've had enough avenging. Peace out. We're going to go off into space. And I don't see that being the outcome.
No, there's no way.
I'm pretty sure that they're going to have to kill them off.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, that means that in Thor Love and Thunder, Gore the God Butcher is going to he's going to get his hands on Quill.
Yeah, you think so?
Well, Quill's part God.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he gave up the light or whatever, but still, like, in his blood, it's in his DNA. Like, how much you want to bet? That's how they.
Yeah.
And without Quill, they all just.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe even more of them die. I'm willing to bet Gore the God Butcher will off Quill in. And it's so funny how just one little bit of news like that can almost kind of guide you and tell you what's going to go down. Like,
Kevin Feige throws us for loops, so.
True, but they're also never as grand as we think they're going to be.
I don't know, man. That Spider-Man one, I was not expecting until, of course, leaks started happening, that they would ever bring
the
other two Spider-Man back. I mean,
true, but
that was huge. Like, I never
here,
considered that would even be a possibility that I would ever see Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Tom Holland in the same movie, all playing Spider-Man.
It's the best movie ever, guys.
It absolutely is. Like, it
was
was so bonkers out there that, like, I don't think any other studio could have pulled this off. If DC brought in all of the Batmans, it would probably be a mess.
I mean, they're doing it in the Flash. There's going to be Batfleck is confirmed.
It's going to be like a Flashpoint. Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. Hopefully, it won't be a mess.
Speaking of Flashpoint, they're doing
new Flashpoint.
Was that your?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're doing another.
Yeah, they're doing a new Flashpoint. Yeah, and Jeff Johns has come back to DC for it. Yeah.
Ooh, that's going to be good.
So that's going to be the big DC, and there's going to be a new Crisis level event after the Flashpoint, of course.
Oh, after the Flashpoint.
Or it might be.
I thought they were going to be tied.
It might be. I feel like it's going to be tied together, but I think like it's going to be the Flashpoint that leads into the new Crisis.
Okay. Hey.
So
speaking of Crisis, dude, that box set you got looks so dude.
Yeah. It's got every Crisis event leading up to Crisis on Infinite Earths. So like every year, DC would do like a Crisis event where
everything is threatened.
Yeah, the Justice League meet up with
they gotta team up with everybody.
JSA and
yeah.
So I'm excited to start reading that. So,
but I'm feeling pretty confident that with the Guardians being done after Volume 3, that it's a pretty surefire thing that either they're going to die or they're going to peace out. But I doubt they're just going to peace out. I don't think that because it just wouldn't make any sense for them to just be like, oh well, we're done now, unless their leader is killed by Gore, or they all, get disintegrated or whatever. And maybe that's what, like, amps Thor up to take him out. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm really not sure, but either way, I know it's going to be a fire movie, and I can't wait, man. That's, James Gunn's killing Peacemaker. That's all I know, guys. You got to check it out, man. It's just so good.
Comic book news in the Marvel world.
Let's talk it. Okay.
They
big reveal. Here we go.
Big reveal. They announced the big summer blockbuster crossover event for the year
for comics, right?
For comics,
okay, we're talking books, people.
It is called Judgment Day. So
I've seen this.
I'm just gonna read some quotes here.
Yeah.
So it is going to be an Avengers, X-Men, Eternals crossover event. Okay.
Interesting.
So that means there's probably gonna be a lot of Kieran Gillen since he's writing an X-Men book and the Eternals book.
Okay.
Jason Aaron, of course, since he's writing Avengers. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So I'm gonna read some quotes here that they released this week. So this is a quote from Tony Stark. Speaking broadly, I'm pro hubris, but how on earth do you think we're going to make a god in a few hours? Okay. Irene Adler, she is Destiny. She's a precog X-Men, yeah. There will always be war. That's the one thing one can always be sure of. Okay. Then we have the Eternals quote. This is from Druig.
Oh, okay. Druig's cool. Okay.
For 1 million years, Earth has been protected from the deviants. But we made a mistake. We missed some. The mutants.
What?
Yeah. So, Judgment Day, summer 2022.
So the mutants are deviants?
Apparently Druig thinks they are.
That would...
I wonder if some deviant gene that caused the humans to mutate into mutants.
That would change... I mean...
I
would change everything.
So here's what I think. I think that they're doing this as a loophole to bring mutants into the MCU.
I see. That's exactly what I'm. Yeah. I see. But then that creates a problem because then the Eternals were supposed to be involved in anything deviant related. If the mutants have existed this whole time,
But if the deviants, because remember how the deviants looked in the movie?
Yeah.
Well, if the deviants just look like humans, how do they know?
Yeah, true.
Because in the comics, like the deviants didn't look like that, but they were all monsters.
Yeah.
They all look like monsters. So
man, that would be. Wow, big
news.
I saw some. I thought that was just like a new book or maybe just like a game or something coming out. But now to know that that's a big crossover, that'll be.
Avengers, X-Men, Eternals. I'm so excited for Judgment Day. I'm glad that the X-Men are involved. The X-Men were the redheaded stepchildren of the Marvel Universe for a while because they didn't have the rights to the movies.
Terrible.
Now that they have the rights to the movies, they want to get them in the MCU, but they have to find a way to get them in. They can't just shoehorn them in. Yeah. Oh, they've been here the whole time. You just didn't know. That would be weird. I feel like the Thanos snap is going to have something to do with causing the mutations to happen.
Maybe.
Because there has to be some trigger.
Maybe it's from the Celestial being born in Earth. I don't know.
It could be. It could be. We don't know.
That movie left us with a lot of questions.
So a lot of people were talking about how the movie was not going to have any continuing effects in the Marvel Universe. What if that is the continuing effect, that it's because of that movie that we have mutants, Yeah. Something like that. So
so many questions, man. I can't wait for more movies to start rolling out so we can get some answers, man.
Right.
Like I don't know, but so we'll see, man. I'm excited to see what other fire stuff do we have come out in the comic world.
So this week, big Amazing Spider-Man 88.
Big.
There's a new Queen Goblin. We don't know who it is.
I need you to put that on. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
So last week, one of the big books that came out was the Mary Jane and Black Cat Beyond
you told
book.
us about that. Yep.
That one was absolutely incredible. We found out that there's some scenes later on where Mary Jane is dressed in the tight leather Black Cat costume,
okay.
like she's pretending to be Black Cat, and Black Cat was like, "I didn't know you had a dump truck butt like that," and I was like, "Oh,
wow,
Mary Jane with that dump truck butt."
Oh my,
love
God,
it. Greatest thing to come out of last week's comics. Spider-Man. The Queen Goblin, we don't know who it is yet. She's red on a glider throwing pumpkin bombs.
Yeah, I need that on my list.
Yeah. Daredevil Woman Without Fear, the first one was really good. So this is Elektra as Daredevil, as part of the Devil's Reign event that's going on.
Okay.
They just announced this week that Devil's Reign, once it ends, Daredevil is going to continue from #1. But it's still gonna be Chip Zdarsky and the same artist. Can't remember his name.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird that they're just starting it from #1 with the same creative team. But the creative team is so good that I'm not upset
about it. Yeah, comics are, man. I don't know. The companies are weird, dude.
Yeah.
How they do stuff, I don't know.
So Dan Slott is writing Fantastic Four. Okay. He's been writing, a lot of stuff in the Marvel Universe for years and years and years now. And one thing that he's kind of hidden in his books, kind of woven in throughout the years, is the Reckoning War. But the Reckoning War has never actually happened. The Reckoning War Alpha comes out this week. This is the beginning of the Reckoning War. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm excited to read it.
All right, we're gonna find out. Love it.
Back in House of X, Powers of 10, the mutants have their own island, their own society, and then they created laws. And one of those laws is you cannot kill humans. You can kill mutants because they can just resurrect them. They can bring them back.
Right.
It's not a problem. But you cannot kill humans.
Sabretooth.
Sabretooth broke that law.
Immediately.
I mean, Sabretooth's a cold-blooded murderer.
Day one,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
It was literally within the first, 5 pages of the very first issue of House of X, Powers of 10.
And of course he had no remorse, because he's Sabretooth. Yeah. He's a cold-blooded killer. So they sent him into the pit. So Sabretooth 1 comes out this week, and we find out what's been going on in the world of Sabretooth. So I'm very excited to see.
That'll be pretty interesting to catch up on.
We also get Savage Spider-Man #1. So this is actually a continuation from Nonstop Spider-Man, which was a 5-issue series.
Right.
So this is going to be a 5-issue series as well.
Okay.
And just from the pages I've seen, Spider-Man turns into a spider again. As if this hasn't happened 8,000 times.
Gotta love comic books, right?
Writers and artists like to turn Spider-Man into an actual spider.
I guess it's in the name, right?
10 Lives of Wolverine #2 comes out. So this is they're interweaving 2 stories together. There's 10 Lives of Wolverine, 10 Deaths of Wolverine.
They just
So
go back and forth.
10 Deaths of Wolverine is not actually about Wolverine. It's about Moira McTaggart, and it's the continuation of what happened after Inferno. Okay, so 10 Lives of Wolverine follows Wolverine. 10 Deaths of Wolverine is following Moira, and I bet it's going to interconnect at some point.
All right.
So 10 Lives of Wolverine #2 comes out this week. So excited for this. The first issue of that was excellent. And speaking of excellent, were you an X-Force fan back in the 90s, early 2000s? No? Okay. So at issue 115, X-Force, as we know it, ended. That was, the Cable and... Well, Cable had left a while back, but like Cannonball, Boom Boom, Richter, that team, okay? Sunspot. Okay. So that just like literally ended at 115, and then 116 was this whole nother team by Mike Allred and what's his name? Peter Milligan. Peter Milligan was the writer, Mike Allred was the artist, and it was just none of the old characters were there. This is just a whole new team called X-Force, and it ran through issue 129. After that, the team became the Ecstatics, and that ran for, I think, like 30-ish issues, and then we haven't seen him since then. So that's like early 2000s since the last time we've seen them. So now they're getting a new book, and it's called Excellent. X-Cellent. #1. So I wasn't a huge fan of it just because I really liked the old X-Force, and I'm not the biggest Mike Allred fan. He's the one that did the art on it, but I'm definitely going to pick it up. It's an X book. I'll read it. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Naturally. Some of these characters on the cover are dead, so it'd be interesting to see why they're not dead.
Why they're not dead?
Yeah, I mean, Dead Girl's supposed to be dead, but Dupe. Have you ever seen Dupe? The little flying green turd looking thing. That little guy down there. He was in a few other X books like after that. That's why I asked.
Have not.
So yeah, that's the Scotty Young cover.
Adorable.
Yeah, pretty cute. Huh?
Love it.
So it'll be interesting to see what's going on.
Is that all for Marvel?
That is all of Marvel. Let me go to DC real quick here. Oh, it's taking a minute to load here. Ooh, I actually already have the DC stuff, and I've already read some of it. Hey. Let's see, DC. Okay, so Arkham City Order of the World came out with the cover that you were asking me about.
Dude, I'm getting that encapsulated.
Are you?
That is a beautiful piece of art, dude. And the cover is like almost like hardstock.
Yeah, it's cardstock cover, yeah.
Oh,
it's Professor Pig, and then this chick with a hole for a face.
Hole.
Yeah,
just a big hole in the head. Dude. Oh, it's so like disturbing yet beautiful. Yeah. I had to own that. That's like that Terrifics cover. That random one that had the zombie one where it's like the phone on the floor and you can see the zombies in the reflection of the phone. You remember that?
Right now.
Dude, sometimes there is a cover where the art is just so unique and so creative and so pretty to look at that I will buy it for that alone. There are plenty of books that I own just because of the cover. Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, that Professor Pig one, when I saw that, I was like, God,
it was like 3 or 4 months ago when you texted me and said, when you get this in.
Dude, I'll just see it like on Instagram sometimes.
And I was like, I don't even know what this is, bro.
Dude, oh my gosh, dude, like that, and like that Terrifics one with the zombie cover where like, I mean, dude, the art is just so good. I'm just like, I have to own that. Like, and it's, oh my gosh. So good.
Let's see. Batman 120 comes out, so we find out, or we may find out who Abyss is. I think that's kind of the plot of this. Are you caught up on Batman right now?
Who is
Abyss? This guy in the background here.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
not caught up on Batman.
That's the new big bad since Williamson's taken over.
Now the Fear State's over.
Yeah, Fear State's over.
Okay.
Williamson's taken over.
Cool.
Batman's not in Gotham anymore.
Right. Yeah. You told me.
So he's somewhere else. In fact, there's a whole plot line in Detective Comics. So Detective Comics is running weekly right now. For 12 issues, they're doing a big, it's called The Shadow of the Bat. So when the bat is away, the villains will play. And so the whole Bat Kid team is trying to, stop the bad guys. So that comes out 10/51, comes out this week. I love this Psycho Pirate face mask on the front of it. So.
Yeah, it looks...
Dark Knights of Steel 4. Have you read anything about this?
But it's funny, I was just watching a video from Variant Nation about this as I was sitting out in the parking lot.
Okay.
So I'm kind of familiar with what's going on.
It is a medieval
it's pretty dope.
retelling of DC, and
Batman is Jor-El's son.
Yeah,
there's a lot of crazy. Yeah, it looks pretty cool, man.
It's awesome. There's been hype about it. Monkey Prince 1. I didn't read it. I'm not gonna read it. The character looks ridiculous.
Okay.
Batman was in it, so one of my Batman guys flipped through it, oh, Batman's in it. Should I get it? And he even turned it down. And he gets everything Batman. This guy has every Batman and Detective Comics cover since 1964.
That's haunting.
Everything.
Yeah, that's too much going on there.
And that's the big things. DC has a very light week this week. Only 10 comics even coming out this week.
Very rare for them.
Very, very rare. Let's see here. We're getting a crossover.
11. Donny Cates has been hyping this up, and he doesn't normally do that.
So excited, yeah.
He said there's some crazy stuff about to pop off, man. I can't wait to finally read this.
Geiger. So they're doing an 80-page giant for Geiger. This was I think it was only
Dude, becomes
radioactive
or something. Yeah. I've heard
and it's written by Jeff Johns.
Oh, so it's bomb.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Geiger was excellent.
Nice.
The artist was... Who was the artist? It was somebody really big, too. Gary Frank was the artist, so...
Gary Frank, I know the name.
He's done
feel like
so
I
much
know
stuff.
the name. Yeah, probably know pretty well.
I hate that you can't just,
see all the things that they've done. Yeah, it's all right.
But yeah, no, he's done work for Marvel and DC. I mean, he's a pretty big name. So I'm excited for Geiger. This is so the series has ended, but this is an 80-page giant, telling stories about other characters inside the world. I believe that's my understanding of it from the solicitation. Nocterra number 7. So there were the first 6 issues of Nocterra. Then there was the
Black Bill
special, and that was
I don't think I
awesome.
picked that up.
Did you not? I've got some up there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so Nocterra 7, if you have not read Nocterra, it is amazing, and it's gotten picked up for I think
Netflix show.
It's Scott Snyder, which
fire.
Scott Snyder, who's an amazing writer. We have Demons coming soon from Dark Horse. That was his Comixology, wasn't it, that originally released it? It was released digitally?
It's his Substack.
Oh, is it Substack? Okay.
Yes, dude, he has 8 books.
Okay.
We have Demons, Clear, Night of the Ghoul. Dude, there's a list of books that are all on his Substack.
And now he's releasing them through Dark Horse. He made a deal with Dark Horse and Greg Capullo art.
I can't get enough.
How awesome is that?
Greg Capullo. Oh man.
Nocterra is Scott Snyder and Tony Daniel.
So good.
And if you are interested in this, we actually have trade paperbacks. It's issue 1 through 6, signed by Scott Snyder and Tony Daniel, and they're only
$20,
$14.99.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, $15.
I
have a whole bunch of copies left still too. So
amazing.
We ordered a lot of them.
Dude, it's such a good story.
It is. It's such a good story.
Ridiculous.
This one, I don't know how well it's gonna do, but I'm excited for it. It's the official Image timeline #1, and it's just Image started in 1992. This is the 30th anniversary of Image, so they're releasing this. And I've loved Image, for 30 years, so I want to go through it. That early timeline is pretty crazy. Scumbag number 12, Spawn 326. I love Scumbag.
The covers for Spawn have been insane.
The new King Spawn covers were incredible.
Well, wasn't that the one I was telling you about where he's perched up on the thing with the sickle blade, dude?
I don't think that was that one.
Oh, it's one of them, dude. Yeah. It's out there. I'm telling you, man.
This one, the B cover, he had a fiery crown of thorns. It was nuts.
Art is insane.
Yeah, and then boom, Basilisk is one of my favorite books. Basilisk number 7 comes out from Cullen Bunn. That's pretty much it, probably. I don't think there's anything else crazy coming out this week.
So there you have it, guys.
Stop by here, go to your local comic book store, grab some comic books, and
telling you, man, Hulk 3 is fire. Start reading it. Peacemaker, just as equally fire. Start watching it. Any of the stuff here that interests you, guys, check it out, man. I'm telling you, comics are hot right now. Okay.
We do set up pull lists here. If you have 5 titles on your pull list, you get 20% off. You can set up a pull list through through LeagueOfComicGeeks.com. And use stores, browse stores, Wizards Asylum, sync pull list, send it to us, and we'll pull your bucks.
Blam. As always, guys, it has been a pleasure. Next week, we are going to talk some Valentine's Day. We're going to talk couples. We're going to talk our favorite comic book couples. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And a little bit more Peacemaker.
Can anybody guess who my favorite comic book couple is?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I have to stick around. Tune in next week, guys. Have a great week, and we will see you next time.